Welcome back to Global News Morning. I'm your buddy Bill, wishing you a great morning and time to check in with our buddy, and he's your buddy too, Matt Lee. We're talking February statistics for Kingston real estate, Kingston and region, and it is a big region, Matt. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Explain the sizable area that we're talking about here.
Yeah, so we're going to go from Lennox and Addington, Frontenac, Leeds and Grenville, and we're going to do farms, multifamily, and residential. So we're gonna dig into these numbers, and we're going to look and see what has been happening over the past 3 years and what's been happening over the past few months, and really what we're digging into is February stats, and we'll talk about how they look and go from there.
Look at this jump here. What a big difference in a year. February 2022 to February 2023, last month, 654 active listings. Wow.
Yeah, so we went from 230 last year of active listings, and we had this real restriction. If we talk about February of 2022, that was the peak part of the market in regards to median sale price, least amount of listings. So if we look at where the numbers went up and was the top number, it was a year ago February, and that's where we were at. So the change kind of happened starting in March and continued into what I would say May, June, and then we kind of leveled off and we look at those numbers. So 654 listings are active that came on in February.
And number of sales next up here, and things slowing down a little bit from February to February.
Yeah, so if we looked at February 2022, there was 275 sales. And if we looked at the sales last month in 2023, there's 165 sales, which is down 32% from last year. So there was actually more sales happening last year than there were new listings. So if we look at it, we say, we're looking at a number of saying new listings at 654, sales were 165. That's about 25% of the market that sold compared to the new listings. So that's a healthy market. We look at this and we start digging into it and we think, okay, let's look further into that. We'll look at days on market, and it's leveling off. We're looking at if we look over the past 6 months, and we've been saying it's been around the 21 days, it's the same. So we're 21 days and we're continuing forward.
And again, what a difference a year makes from close price to list price ratio.
Yeah, absolutely. We look at the market, like as I mentioned, last year being the peak of that market. Last year, it was 112.3% of list price to sale price. So they were bidding, the average was bidding 112 and almost 0.5% over asking price on a regular basis. This year, we go back to that normal market, what I would call kind of pre-COVID. We look at February being 97.7%. So that tells you that the average is actually negotiating down. Not a lot, but I mean, that means that some people are negotiating more, some people are not at all, depending on the asking price, depends on the condition. It goes back to all of this setup that we want. And we have to look at judging each individual house and doing a specific market evaluation on that itself.
And again, another big difference from February to February, the median sale price has dropped.
As I mentioned, this was the peak, 675,100 in February of 2022. That was the top number. We saw that. And by the time May, June came along, we were at the 570 to 550 number as a median. So if we looked at the past 6 months, and we've been kind of floating in between the 550 to 570, the outlier we had in December, because we were getting close to Christmas and we were going back to that other market where December tends to slow down, we were down at 515. That was the low side. Well, coming into February now, we are at 2023 is 600,000 as a median sale price. So sales were down, the listings were up, but the median sale price still stayed at 600,000. So this is something we're going to watch month over month, because what we have been noticing was the 550 to 575,000 has been the norm. We're up a bit. So let's see how that trend continues, and we'll watch it as we move forward.
Well, we knew the first few months of 2023 were going to be fascinating, were going to be interesting, and it's proven correct. It's going to be even more fascinating the next couple of months, I think.
Yeah, spring's coming, so we'll see a lot more listings. We'll see a lot more sales. We've just had a lot of snow in the last little while, so that does change a bit. So
Yeah.
once that starts to go away, it'll be great.
It's going to be an interesting spring. Always a pleasure speaking with you, Matt Lee. Thank you so much. Take care and be well.
Thank you. Bye.
Real Estate Tips brought to you by Matt Lee of Royal LePage.